Right, so in major news,
It's time to bully people.
we're gonna bully. This is the Take-Two interactive bullying segment.
It's a twofer.
Twofer.
We are taking two things to bully Take-Two.
Exactly. That's why we're calling this We Are Bullying Take-Two, comma, yeah, that's the whole episode. So Take-Two Interactive, the creators of the GTA and Red Dead Redemption series, along with a myriad of other franchises like Bully and, I don't know, Drivers Club, but they don't do anything. They don't make video games, actually, to be honest, in the past decade.
They're more of a publisher.
Yeah, well, they're more of a publisher. Also, they never make games anyway.
Yeah.
They decided with Rockstar that it'd be a great idea for GTA's 20th anniversary to release a remaster of the original PS2/Xbox trilogy of GTA, which includes Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, which for some reason the script auto-corrected to Sam Andreas. Looks like the N was swapped for literally everything. And that's great and all, but however, there's a few issues. And by few issues, I mean the thing itself is an issue. This game had the worst launch of anything this year. It is almost as bad as Cyberpunk's launch.
It's pretty bad.
So, we're gonna just go over everything about this quickly, all right? First off, the game's broken. Tremendously. We'll get more details back to you with that on later, okay? Just give a second.
It's ugly as sin.
Yes, and also it was rushed because they apparently decided this in probably March of this year or something like that because they forgot the anniversary.
In fact, I think we even reported on the rumor that it was coming on the show.
Yeah.
Which was not that long ago.
Nope. And also, they decided to not have Rockstar make it because Rockstar's too busy, I don't know, making Rockstar Online for Grand Theft Auto 5. Who cares? So instead they got the cell phone company of the people who made that really bad port of GTA San Andreas about a decade ago to make all of it. And this is like terrible. Cars, for some reason, drive at 100 miles per hour, so you could be walking the street and insta-die. They really didn't fix much of the original games. There's now a myriad of new glitches. Such as bridges disappearing when you're driving over them, missions not working. I honestly cannot believe how bad this game is put together. It's like it's like instead of using code, they use popsicle sticks and glue. Mm-hmm. And this game is rushed, and I mean rushed so much though that they said they had a physical edition for it, and they pushed it back to next year. They were racing to get this going, and I don't know, and you know what? I'll show some videos, but there's a lot of stuff. Like the game's ugly. Mm-hmm. It looks like, and they were trying to do some cartoony aesthetic because the original Grand Theft Autos were like.
It's not a bad aesthetic.
Yeah,
we like stylized games.
It just so happens that it looks like they made the models over the real models, so everyone has weird proportions.
Well, I don't know if you saw, but to up-res everything, they didn't do it by hand. They used an AI to up-res things.
I actually have something about that. They used that for everything, including text. So now the AI had to guess the text, so a lot of the jokes are changed.
To the point where they're not jokes anymore.
Yeah, they're just random gibberish.
Yeah.
Let's also not forget they up-resed a joke that was like Donuts Auto Company or something. So the building had a donut on top and a lug nut, like a hexagonal lug nut, I think. Mm-hmm. And the AI generated the lug nut so it was a circle like the donut because it thought it was that low polygon, that it was like a jagged edge. This was the most basic thing in the world. And they screwed the pooch on this so hard.
How do you re-release a game from how long ago?
Let's be on the safe side. Let's say about 20.
Sorry. How do you re-release a game from 20 years ago and make it somehow worse than the original version? I can't fathom how that happens.
Also, along with they already had successful ports of all of them up already, which makes it even worse. Because it's like, You already re-released the games for modern consoles and PC. How did you mess up just making them look different? This is like a remaster. It's a cash grab. It's like a thing used by studios to understand next-gen software. And you somehow not only gave it to a cell phone game developer, but they had no idea what they were doing. I'm so... How? How did we get to this point?
Know.
Like this is as bad as Cyberpunk. How does a remaster...
No. It's worse than Cyberpunk because this was an existing game.
You know what? That's true.
It wasn't from the ground up.
They already had the game done.
They had the game working perfectly fine, and then they somehow made it worse.
Oh my God, you're right. You're 100% right.
Because Cyberpunk, it just wasn't finished.
Yeah.
That was the problem with Cyberpunk.
They had to rush it out.
They didn't have time to finish it. This was an already finished game.
Yeah, this game was done. It's been done for 20 years.
It's been done for 20 years.
They just had to get the
and
get
it
the
plays now like it wasn't finished. How did that happen?
And there's some other stuff if we're going to continue our bullying bit. They took out a bunch of songs for copyright reasons, a lot of which seems to be Ozzy Osbourne songs.
Really?
Yeah, which is really weird because Ozzy Osbourne's really lenient with song licensing, right? Because Ozzy's does a lot of that. Not Black Sabbath, of course, but Ozzy Osbourne himself. Crazy Train's in everything.
Well, I know Bark at the Moon is a big one that gets taken down a lot on YouTube.
Well, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, because I've seen multiple times, when I'm watching people stream Clone Hero, and they'll play Bark at the Moon, and every time they'll be like, "Oh, you won't be able to hear this on the VOD later because it's gonna get DMCA'd or whatever."
Huh.
I don't know.
Yeah. Also, along with that, they also, for some reason, took out all mentions and imagery of the Confederate flag, which, you know what, I understand on a moral level, but the Confederate flag was always almost used to make fun of hillbillies and racists in that game, so the fact that they took it out when it's obviously meant to give a bad image to the people who like the Confederate flag seems really kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
It seems a little sussy baka, but you know what? Whatever. They also delisted the original PC ports for the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, along with the port of San Andreas.
So now
on
you can
Xbox.
only play the disgusting broken version of the game.
And they delisted the PlayStation 4 ports of the classic lineups. So they delisted everything to be yes, this is the remaster, which you should never ever do.
No.
Ever. In any circumstance. When you're remastering a game, you need to have the original still up. I don't care what you think. Because I'm sorry, but there's very few remasters that actually replace the original product. I can think of very few. Very few. So the fact that they were yes, you don't need the crappy PlayStation 2 game, you got our broken mess. Now, they have since relisted the games, but imagine this broken husk of a trilogy. They were so confident in it that they erased their original games from existence so that you only bought this new one. That is baffling to me. That is horrid. That is a terrible idea. In any way, shape, or form. Imagine they're making a new Call of Duty and they just delisted all 30 of them from the stores to be no, this is the definitive Call of Duty experience. And it's just the Modern Warfare Battle Royale in a 2-hour-long campaign, and they forgot to add zombies. It's wow, this has. I want to.
You want to play one of the arguably one of the greatest shooters of the mid 2000s? Too bad you can't. No Modern Warfare 2 for you.
It's like they really thought let's see, we made one of the best open world shooters. We actually innovated the genre. What if we just erased it?
Yeah.
Completely?
Yeah.
And have this port that some cell phone company did. And we could be let's be mad at the cell phone company. No, we should be not only mad at Take-Two for greenlighting this idea, but be mad at Rockstar, who I guess, decided to not do it. They are the richest video game company in the world, and they couldn't be bothered to remaster their own video game.
They're too busy working on GTA Online.
Oh, on Red Dead Online.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so busy. They can't remaster a 20-year-old game they made.
I don't know if you saw. I saw this when I was looking for news for the episode. Apparently, there's like GTA Online is getting some new story expansion, focusing on whatever his name is.
Who?
I don't.
Crazy guy?
The black guy.
From 5 or from San Andreas? Okay.
I can't remember his name. I never actually played 5.
You know what? Honestly, I never had any interest in 5.
Yeah. I had fun with 4. I just didn't care enough about 5.
Oh, that's why. I played 4 and I hated 4.
Oh, really?
I thought the physics, the fact that they were like, in this game, this open sandbox, the fact that they went for realism when it comes to the physics made it super unfun. Like in San Andreas, if you drove your motorcycle and you popped a wheelie and you fell on your back, you didn't insta-die. But like the fact how like if any car hits you, you take massive amounts of damage, and they tried to make it realistic in a game where if you hit a wanted 6 level, it's like, you know, the Benny Hills theme is playing while 20 cop cars follow you in a SWAT copter. I don't know. It wasn't my thing.
This just popped in my head. Please tell me you saw the clip from GTA 3. With the glitch where if you like swerve your car gets slowly bigger.
Yeah, the car gets slowly bigger and there's no limit.
How does that happen? I
don't know. And how is it only working in GTA 3? It isn't working in Vice City.
Really? I
no,
don't even know how to miss
it doesn't. It only happens in Vice City.
Oh my God.
Or let's also not forget. I also forget the San Andreas protagonist. If you're riding the bicycle and you turn on the backwards camera, right? Because you can have, there's a button to hit look behind you. The camera isn't fixated behind the bike. It's actually fixated behind the handlebars. So you just get his head stuck in the full screen, so you can't actually see behind you. So when you ride the bike, the look behind you button doesn't work.
And you know, God forbid you're playing the game when the in-game weather system decides it's raining.
Oh, the rain!
God help you if that's the case.
It doesn't work.
You can't see a dang thing.
It doesn't work. No one knows how it works. People tried like flying. Someone was flying down the plane at max speed. The rain came to a standstill.
What?
Yes. This game is broken. It's bad.
So like this has become enough of a meme that someone made a Doom mod.
Like 2 weeks after it came out.
Probably not even 2 weeks.
You're right.
That's just how fast the Doom modding community works. All it is, they just put the rain into Doom so you can't see anything. That's how much of a meme this whole thing has become.
There's also an issue with draw distance. Now, back in the old times, right, you can't load a whole entire city,
Back
right?
in my day.
Back in my day. So they put fog to hide it so that you can see a low poly version of the map from far away, but there's mist, so you can't see details. A game that used this a lot was Silent Hill because, you know, the PlayStation 1 couldn't load a whole map, so they would hide it behind fog. That's all completely gone, so you can actually see all the weird 1-pixel buildings and how bad they look from far away. To the point where you wonder, wow, is this game made on like Steam Early Access? What's going on? Now they've actually did add the fog in, only if you're up really high.
What?
Yup. Now they promised they'd fix it, and they released a patch where they said a lot of the issues been fixed. But plot twist, not really. There's still problems like invisible bridges in San Andreas, and the cars that keep hitting 100 miles per hour, insta-killing you during missions. And when I mean 100-mile-per-hour cars, I mean if you blink, the car will pass you. So, who knows? They promised they're going to fix it. The old games are back. We don't know. And there's also a reason why we didn't mention it during our holiday episode, because they're not great.